The ancient philosophical school of Stoics believed that true strength lies not in defeating external challenges, but in controlling one's own emotions. This wisdom is especially relevant in today's world. Many of us have experienced feelings of emotional exhaustion after interacting with toxic people. Such people can seriously impact our psychological well-being, leaving us frustrated and powerless. But what if we had practical strategies for navigating these difficult situations? In this video, we'll explore 12 practical Stoic ideas to help you deal with toxic people with compassion, grace, and even resilience. Join us on this important journey of protecting your emotional well-being. Subscribe to our channel for more tips on developing your identity and resilience. After watching this video, you will have an understanding with which you can effectively deal with toxic people. Let's start by identifying and understanding the most toxic threat so that we can take the necessary actions. Number 1. Identifying and understanding the toxic threat. Imagine yourself as a guardian standing at the entrance to your personal inner fortress of peace and tranquility. This fortress is the foundation of your physical and emotional well-being. Awareness plays the role of the first line of defense, helping you, as a vigilant guardian, to recognize approaching threats. The wise words of the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius remind us that it is not the event itself that is key, but our own attitude and reaction to it. This neutral outlook and calmness are important ingredients in successfully identifying and overcoming toxic influences. Among the warning signs of toxic behavior are constant criticism, deceitful manipulation, and the desire to control you. Toxic people feed on negativity, poisoning those around them with their pessimism and dissatisfaction. They can be narcissists craving approval or energy vampires sucking your energy. To strengthen your inner fortress, it's important to develop an awareness of the different types of toxic personalities and their methods. Like a strategist on the battlefield, you can develop a defensive plan based on this knowledge. Keep Marcus Aurelius's advice in mind and remain calm and objective in the face of external threats. This will help you recognize the approach of toxic personalities and strengthen yourself against their influence. Your judgment determines how much the negative attitudes and manipulations of toxic people can affect you. The key is to maintain a calm, objective view of the situation. Some important signs of toxic behavior: constant criticism and judgment of your actions, deceptive control strategies such as flattery, suggestive guilt or threats, pessimism, complaining, and a tendency to focus on the negative. Interacting with these people can drain you emotionally and psychologically. Try on the image of a Stoic thinker and map out the potential dangers that threaten your inner peace. This will help you anticipate the strategies of toxic personalities and develop defenses to protect your emotional well-being. As a Stoic, strengthen your defensive walls and stay vigilant. Number 2. Strengthen your inner fortress. Managing your life requires wisdom and determination, especially when it comes to protecting your inner fortress, your emotional well-being. The boundaries you set serve as the foundation of that fortress, helping you determine what behaviors you welcome and what behaviors you don't. When interacting with toxic personalities, boundaries become clear lines you draw to protect your limits. Don't allow toxic people to violate your emotional territory. Remember that you are the master of your life. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of reason and self-control when setting boundaries. The first step is to identify what behaviors are draining your energy or violating your sense of self. It could be a friend's constant pessimism, a colleague's manipulative behavior, or a family member's intrusive advice. It's important to be honest with yourself and recognize which actions are hurting you. Once you have identified your boundaries, it is important to communicate them clearly and concisely. This does not mean being aggressive or confrontational, but it is important to be firm and confident. Use effective communication strategies to facilitate interactions and avoid misunderstandings. For example, instead of accusations, focus on your feelings and needs by using visual affirmations. This will help you express your thoughts and feelings in a constructive way without provoking conflict. Be specific and avoid vagueness to eliminate the possibility of misunderstandings. Setting boundaries is a long process that requires firmness and consistency, like the Stoics, always on guard against invading barbarians. Remember that boundaries are not set to punish someone, but to protect yourself and create the space needed to build inner peace. Be confident in yourself and your boundaries, not rigid but determined. This will help you protect your emotional well-being and create space for personal growth. On your Stoic journey through life, a strong mental fortress with well-defined and well-protected boundaries is an important component in helping to safeguard your emotional well-being and create space for growth and flourishing. Number 3. Become uninteresting to the emotional adversary. When interacting with toxic personalities who are driven by pessimism and a thirst for drama, it's important to be prepared for an emotional attack. They feed off your emotional reaction to amplify their negativity. However, you can protect yourself by applying the grey stone method. This method involves becoming less susceptible to emotional swings. This does not mean turning off your emotions, but being neutral and not giving in to provocations. Become like a smooth grey stone whose surface is impervious to deformation and provides no stable ground for negativity. The ancient Stoic Seneca counted that true happiness is found in enjoying the present, free from anxious dependence on the future. This is a reminder that we must rid ourselves of the need for excessive attention. Toxic personalities seek attention, whether positive or negative. The grey stone method prevents them from getting the emotional response they desire. Neutral responses serve as your defense provided by the grey stone method. Respond to negative statements neutrally and honestly, avoiding engaging in emotional arguments or excuses. If you are attacked by a toxic friend criticizing your work, you can fend off their attack by noting that it's an interesting perspective without feeding their further emotions. Toxic personalities often seek to control those around them with their emotions, so it's important not to delve into their emotional maelstrom. They may resort to sarcasm, blame, or even outright hostility. It's important to keep your distance from their emotional turmoil by keeping your composure and responding in a matter-of-fact manner. Remember that Seneca teaches that the way to true happiness is to refuse to entertain yourself with hopes and fears. Don't give them the emotional energy they seek. The grey stone method is a powerful tool, but it is not a substitute for miraculous healing. It is possible that some toxic personalities will continue to escalate their behavior, testing you to see if you can handle it. Stay calm, be consistent, and remember that you are not to blame for their negativity. You can transform yourself from a passive victim of their emotional drama to an observer by applying this Stoicism-inspired method. This will help protect your inner peace and emotional well-being. Number 4. The broken record method, or patiently repeating your position. The broken record method is a powerful tool to counter the manipulations of toxic personalities. Imagine a continuous onslaught of deceptive arguments and emotional attacks that can be both tedious and unpleasant. However, Stoic principles are unyielding, and rationality with perseverance serve as the foundation of this strategy. The broken record method is designed to counter deceptive techniques. It involves patiently repeating a clear statement of your position, like a broken record that relentlessly plays the same unwavering message. This simple method has tremendous potential in defending against attempts to confuse you and keeping your clarity of thought and focus on your beliefs. The great Stoic Epictetus is the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, and his wise words, "Freedom is the only good word to describe strength," are at the heart of this method. Freedom includes the ability to define your own boundaries and the freedom to say no without having to justify it. With this strategy, you can demonstrate your determination and prevent the manipulator from leading you astray by repeating your point of view calmly and unwaveringly. This method will help you defend yourself against emotional attacks that target your weaknesses. People who seek control often use emotional strategies to manipulate you. They may exploit your emotions by resorting to flattery, guilt, or even rage to achieve their goals. However, you can avoid these manipulations by using the broken record method, which will help you fend off their attempts to influence your emotions and base your argument on reason. Constantly repeating your position can confuse the manipulator as repetition becomes your shield. Their flow of conversation is disrupted, they lose their footing, and their arguments lose their foundation. Stoicism emphasizes reason and logic as the key principles for solving problems that arise in life. By practicing this method, you empower yourself to resist manipulation and protect your inner world with resilience. Number 5. Don't fall for the bait of toxic people. People sometimes employ a tricky method such as casting a fishing rod with bait made of negative thoughts, hoping to hook you into emotional drama. They may wave provocations, insults, or guilt in your face, seeking to elicit a reaction that will only intensify the drama and feed the negativity. But this is where the philosophy of Stoicism comes to our rescue, offering a powerful defense in the form of indifference. It's not like apathy. Rather, it's a peculiar state of emotional detachment from negative feelings and judgments that can distort our own worldview. When it comes to interacting with toxic personalities, this distinction becomes truly significant. Stoic indifference can save you from the threat of drama and help you avoid the rod. Recognize the strategy of such people and don't react to their negative statements. Their power over you begins to melt due to lack of response, and the drama they are trying to drag you into finds no foothold. Ignoring them causes their poisonous words to hang in the air, and eventually they lose their power. There is no need to become a soulless machine. Practicing Stoicism allows you to express positive emotions while focusing on reducing negativity. Transform yourself from a passive participant in this drama to a peaceful observer by practicing Stoic indifference. This will help you show that you are unwilling to be complicit in their emotional intrigues, and your inner calm will continue to shine as a shelter resistant to the storms that rain down on others. Number 6. Learn not to respond to provocation. Imagine someone who is a verbal gladiator, a master of insults and barbs, who thrives on fierce arguments. There are toxic individuals who see this world as their lot in life, using words as weapons to incite anger, humiliate, and ultimately attract into their networks. A strategy based on Stoicism in this emotional arena is not only effective, but this strategy is often underestimated. The skill of not responding in intentional situations has the potential to be a powerful tool against verbal attacks. Silence can disrupt the desired dynamic of a toxic person, disarming them discreetly and silently. However, it is not easy to master. The desire to respond, to defend oneself, or to win an argument is a natural instinct. On the other hand, Stoicism teaches us the value of being able to control our reactions and the power of silence in the right moment, revealing the truth about our inner self-control. To better understand the power of silence or unresponsiveness, let's turn to the writings of Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman Stoic emperor. Poisonous people often rely on predictable scenarios, waiting for your reaction to their provocations to trigger anger, irritation, or defensive actions. By ignoring them, you deprive them of their desired emotional response, choosing silence instead. Imagine a tennis player hitting a powerful shot on a completely empty court. His racket noisily meets the ball, and silence follows. In this perspective, silence is not emptiness. It is a form of communication that conveys meaning without words, demonstrating a deep level of self-control and refusal to participate in their negative behavior. Remember that Marcus Aurelius advised us to no longer waste time arguing about the qualities of a good person, but to focus on the qualities of a Stoic. Your calmness is a testament to your inner strength and your ability to remain unfazed in the face of outside provocation. When you use non-responsiveness, it is important to apply it strategically. An initially toxic person may escalate their attempts to challenge you with verbal attacks in an attempt to elicit a reaction. Maintain your calm silence, remembering that silence is not a sign of weakness, but a powerful tool used by those who are truly strong. Non-response is not a one-size-fits-all solution, but it is an important weapon in your arsenal of Stoicism. It can disarm toxic people, protect your inner world, and demonstrate your mastery of yourself in managing your emotions. When you apply this technique strategically, your choice of silence sends a powerful message by refusing to play by someone else's rules. Number 7. Create your support system. Visualize yourself as the guardian of your inner world, standing at the gates of your mental fortress. You've surrounded yourself with solid walls, mastered the art of unresponsiveness, and reduced the influence of toxic personalities around you. But even the bravest warriors need a powerful team to fully defend their position. This is when your support system, a loyal phalanx of allies who help your inner peace remain unshaken in the battles of life, plays an important role. Steadfast philosophers like Seneca emphasized the importance of living in alignment with nature. Your support system is a network of noble people who inspire and share your core beliefs. They are there to offer guidance, wisdom, and unwavering support in difficult moments. With their help, you create a protective barrier against the negative influence of toxic personalities. In the face of difficulty, it is important to have a safe space to express emotions and analyze experiences. Your support system can be that safe haven, reminding you that you are not alone in your struggles. Toxic people can undermine your self-esteem, but your support system will be a powerful counter by supporting you and reminding you of your strengths and the values you bring to this world. Surrounding yourself with people who embody the qualities you seek to develop can be a powerful stimulus for personal growth. Learning from them about resilience, optimism, and a positive outlook on life can help you deal with negative situations more easily. Building a strong support network is a process that requires strengthening existing relationships and finding people who share your beliefs. Investing in quality time with your support system can be done through participating in important interactions, sharing your experiences, and paying attention to their needs. Joining clubs, volunteer organizations, or online communities that align with your interests and values can help you find people who share your passions. Don't forget to express gratitude to those who support you, because their presence in your life has a profound impact on your well-being. By building a strong, stoic phalanx of support, you will create an impenetrable shield, protecting you from the negative influence of toxic personalities and regain a sense of optimism and inner balance. Number 8. Make it a priority to take care of yourself. When you encounter toxic people, it's like a battle in which your emotional energy is drained, making you feel devastated. Therefore, self-care becomes an integral part of your life, like a Stoic warrior who prioritizes treating his wounds and sharpening his blades. Incorporating self-care into your daily life is an investment in your mental well-being. Make it a priority equal to important to-dos and schedule it into your schedule. Replenish your emotional reserves and build your resilience to negativity through a variety of self-help techniques. Participate in activities that bring you joy, exercise, art, and meditation. Meditation is a practice that helps you calm your mind, distract yourself from negative thoughts, and achieve inner peace. Regular meditation will be a great tool for managing stress and negativity, regardless of its source. Persistent philosophers have placed great importance on harmony with nature. Spending time outdoors has a significant impact on our overall health and happiness. If you need to relieve stress, improve your mood, and gain a sense of perspective, try immersing yourself in nature as a preventative measure. Taking care of your emotional well-being is taking care of yourself. A rested and centered person is much better able to deal with negative emotions. Develop your emotional resilience. Watch your body's signals. Watch for signs of fatigue, tension, or emotional exhaustion, and pay attention to them. Set boundaries for your time and persistently refuse requests that may interfere with your rest. Create a strong shield against toxic people by prioritizing your well-being. This is not selfishness, but a necessity for maintaining emotional stability. By integrating self-care into your Stoic lifestyle, you will become a stronger and more balanced individual. Number 9. Be aware of your reactions to situations. How you react to situations plays a bigger role than the events themselves. Imagine a dark cloud hanging over you, emanating negativity and obscuring your view of the world around you. When interacting with toxic people, you often encounter situations where a toxic atmosphere is created, where their own anxieties, insecurities, and problems are reflected on those around them. In such moments, it is important to view yourself as an observer, standing back from the emotional storm. One should always try to become an open-minded analyst, turning away from the negative aspects of the situation and focusing on the rational side. When interacting with toxic people, it's important to maintain this level of detachment because their insults and negativity are rarely directed at you personally. Rather, they are a reflection of that person's internal issues. The toxicity of people can be overcome by using Stoic detachment. To do this, it's important to step back from your shortcomings and objectively assess the situation, distinguishing between projection and applying distance from the emotional context. The behavior of toxic people is not a reflection of your character, but rather a manifestation of their own problems. Like a dark cloud that shades but is not directly related to the ground, they may temporarily obscure your light, but your sun still shines brightly. Stay emotionally balanced, make self-care a priority, and keep moving forward on a Stoic path filled with virtue and serenity. By being detached, you don't show apathy, but you can show empathy for their problems without allowing yourself to fall victim to the emotional storms they are experiencing. By practicing Stoic philosophy, you can protect your inner peace and emotional well-being by moving from a passive observer to a centered observer capable of changing yourself. Number 10. Don't try to fix someone. You should not try to change those you care about. This can lead to frustration and depletion of your emotional resources. Stoicism emphasizes what is under your control rather than changing toxic people. The responsibility for their actions lies with them. They must deal with the negativity on their own and strive for virtue. By trying to take over their responsibility, you are only hindering them in this process. The principle of Stoicism is to accept what is beyond your control, including the actions of others and external circumstances. The negativity that comes from toxic people is an example of what you cannot control. Accept this and free yourself from futile attempts to change them. It is better to pay attention to what matters to you, such as fostering positive connections, developing your virtues, and taking care of yourself. Stoic philosophy emphasizes self-care and helping others in their pursuit of virtue. You can have a great impact on those around you by demonstrating Stoic principles in your life. This is the most effective way to be an example and act as a bright lantern pointing the path of transformation through Stoic ideas. Sometimes toxic people remain in their negativity despite their best efforts. It is important to know when to step away from them to protect your own well-being in certain situations. Number 11. Leave when you feel you should leave. Your inner sanctuary symbolizes your emotional strength and health. It serves as a defense against the toxic influences of the people around you. Despite efforts, negativity still threatens your mental well-being. It's important to be able to recognize when to step away, especially in toxic relationships with loved ones or colleagues. This is a difficult but necessary decision to maintain mental health. The structure of moral living and rational thinking preached by Stoicism resists ideas that destroy your inner peace. Therefore, detaching yourself from harmful situations helps to preserve your inner sanctuary. Your inner peace is a sacred place where mindfulness, self-respect, and Stoic practices grow. People who radiate negativity are like a constant siege, undermining your emotional well-being. Removing yourself from such situations protects your emotional well-being and keeps you safe. Life is precious, and the future is uncertain. Live in the present by avoiding spending time and energy on toxic relationships. Invest in positive connections, meaningful activities and experiences that nourish your soul and contribute to your development. Managing emotions and behavior are key aspects of Stoicism. The decision to walk away is not a sign of weakness, but an indication of acceptance of circumstances that are difficult to deal with. It is a rejection of toxic dynamics that harm your body and mind. Walking away from a situation is a serious decision that requires deliberation. Sometimes phasing out contact can be an effective way to do this. It is important to remember that protecting your inner peace and self-esteem is the primary goal in these situations. By prioritizing your own well-being, you create a foundation for a life filled with reason, virtue, and peace. This will help you build positive relationships, grow as a person, and find harmony in your own life. Number 12. Know how to forgive yourself. The willingness to embark on the long journey of life can be drowned out by the burden of hatred and anger toward a toxic person overwhelming your baggage. These emotions slow your progress and drain your energy. In Stoic philosophy, forgiveness is seen as releasing the emotional load that is weighing you down. This action is not taken for the other person, but for your own good. The Stoics focused on the importance of accepting what lies beyond our control, including the actions of others. Holding on to hatred and anger only harms yourself, muddies your present, and darkens your future. The principles of Stoicism allow you to release negativity by helping you to forgive yourself and free yourself from the burden of resentment. To restore inner balance and create space for calm and emotional well-being, it is important to begin by forgiving yourself and then letting go of hostility. This does not mean endorsing the toxic behavior, but rather accepting the situation, reflecting on what has happened, and stepping forward with a pure heart. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we have power over our minds, though we don't always use it. We can control events outside of us with our inner control. Forgiving ourselves helps break the cycle of negative feelings that becomes a prison for ourselves. By holding it in, we allow the toxic influence to continue to affect our lives. Achieving forgiveness requires recognizing your emotions, exercising self-compassion, and reviewing the event from an objective perspective. It's not an instant process, but by following these steps, you can free yourself from emotional shackles and learn to interrupt the cycle of negative resentment. When you encounter a toxic person, the question becomes, is the person malicious, or are there other factors influencing the situation? Understanding this can change your perspective and foster empathy. Changing your perspective can be the first step to forgiveness. It is a gift you can give yourself, and forgiveness is a gift that can help free you up for emotional growth and healing. When you let go of the burden of negativity, your life becomes more fruitful. Imagine going on a trip, your backpack becomes lighter, and you feel brighter at heart. Your willingness to embrace future adventures with a renewed sense of strength and peace of mind increases. Transform yourself from a passive victim of toxic people to a resilient warrior of your inner peace by applying these 12 techniques inspired by Stoic philosophy. Remember, a life free of negativity is a life worth fighting for. Overcoming toxicity and beginning a new life of strength and peace depends solely on you and your willingness to change your perspective and forgive yourself and others. Thank you for sticking with us to the end. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new inspirational videos. Give us a like and leave a comment. Your feedback is very valuable and helps us make the content even more useful. Inspiration, confidence and peace in your soul so that every day is filled with joy and achievements.